some of you, especially the new viewers, you're probably tuning in. Oh, how's Brendan responding to Nate Diaz? Not a long rant here. I've never had issues with the guy. Never. Even with the Showtime stuff, that caught me off guard. For those of you who don't know, I mean, how long ago was that? I mean, when Conor fought Floyd, I was paid by Showtime, a little background there. I was paid by Showtime to sell the public that Conor has a chance. Not that he was going to win, but he has a chance. That was my job. That's what I was paid for. I was the Conor expert. Still am. Love the guy, right? Hopefully he fights soon. Probably not. So that was my narrative. And Conor does his thing. I guarantee he'd land a punches, which isn't a crazy statement and very obvious in a boxing match, no matter how lopsided you think it is. And I was leaving after doing my job, and I was walking, and the entire arena's pro Floyd, pro boxing. There was no familiar faces. So it's not awkward for me because my Showtime boys are there, Brian Daly, everyone's there, and they're walking with me in the back. And I see Nate, and I'm like, oh, thank God, another UFC guy, alumni, yes. And I go to say what's up, and he just started talking shit. You know, his own insecurities. I don't know what's going on there. That was a weird one. So I was like, all right, whatever. Probably 3 weeks before that, ran him to Whole Foods. He was cool. So that's why I was like, oh, another, he's still cool. So, he's like a rattlesnake, hot and cold. All good. None of that bothers me. And then he tweets out, I think on Friday, driving my son to baseball practice, and a buddy or maybe my brother was like, oh, God, here goes Nate Diaz again. I'm like, what? For what? And he put Brendan the big old pussy Schaub with a crying emoji. Okay. And this, I assume, and most people tell me that it's in response to me getting emotional over my friend of 20 years who I owe most of my UFC career to because he paid for me when I couldn't afford the gym, couldn't afford private lessons, and we came up together. He became interim heavyweight champ. I became top 10 in the world, and we both started when he had one fight, I had none. So he's experiencing some of the worst side effects of dedicating his life to mixed martial arts. So me getting emotional about that, I guess that makes me a big old pussy, which is weird. I don't get it. It's this whole, how honest do I want to be with you guys? This whole social media thing, like Brent didn't even tag me, Brendan the big old pussy Schaub, crying emoji. Here's how I feel about it. This is just internet gossip, right? This gets him trending. He doesn't have a lot going on. Didn't get paid for the Masvidal fight. Probably doesn't know what he's going to do next. Conor, he's probably waiting on that. Conor's tied up with the TV right deal, so he's probably banking on that. He fought Masvidal, lost to Jake Paul, right? That's a big blow to his ego. So I guess he needs to do this to stay current. I retired 15 years ago, man. That being said, that's social media. This isn't real. Because here's what's real. I will fuck you up. That's real. I'm not asking for this. I don't want to fuck him up. I'm not trying to fuck him up. End of the day, if he walked in right now, I said, Chin, Case, can you guys leave? Only one of us is going to walk out unscathed, and it's me. Every fucking day of the week, 365 days a year, I will snap his fucking neck. I know. What's his fucking area code? 209? I know, 209. I get all that. Very cool. None of that is real. Oh, but he did great against Donald Cerrone. Did you see him? Leon Edwards. Dude, he's had some great fights. Tough dude. I don't give a fuck. I'm 245 pounds, trained black belt, top 10 UFC heavyweight in the world at one point. I'm not out of shape. I'm a fucking beast when it comes down to, I know, I tell jokes, I do crazy shit, I've made some mistakes. Oh, he got knocked out by Nogueira. Oh, he's into trucks. I get all that. Firing the kids, silly dude. I get all that. At the end of the day, The way this works, I'm not a civilian like the rest of his goons around him. I'm not this fake gangster. I don't go looking for fights. I know I'm tough. I don't have to get on Twitter and blast it out and prove it every day because I'm insecure because whatever shit he has going on with his childhood trauma. I don't have to do that. At the end of the day, I will twist your fucking neck off. Ask your boys. There's many of guys that you fucks with, that I've rolled with. Ask them how it went. Go ahead and ask them. Very close guys to you. Ask them how it went, bud. That's real. This isn't real. And the difference between you and I, Nate, a million fucking things, don't get me started. But the difference between you and I, if you start crying because your brother who has CT, the difference between you and I is if your brother, and Shane's a brother to me, if your actual fucking brother came out and started getting emotional, or if you started coming out getting emotional about your brother's issues with CT and fighting and all this shit, because we know he has his issues, I would support you, even though you've been a dick to me the entire time. That's what I do. That's what men do, bud. I wouldn't bash you. And this whole narrative, your entire narrative, oh, fuck the man. Bud, you've been paid more than 99% of the fighters. Cut the bullshit. You're no different than Kobe Compton, this MAGA shit. It's all fake, bud. You're not fooling anybody. I've seen how the sausage is made. You're not tough to me. I know tough guys. Tough guys don't get on the internet and tweet at another grown fucking man who beat the shit out of them when they're crying or they're getting emotional because their friend of 20 fucking years is having major issues, suicidal thoughts. That's pussy. That's the difference between you and I. I'm not some moron who buys into your tough guy narrative, bud. I don't give a fuck you're from Sacramento. That's your biggest thing? That's it? That's the narrative? I know tough guys from Sacramento. What are you going to do, Nate? What are you going to do? Volume punch me, motherfucker? That's what you're going to do? What are you going to do? Out-grapple me? In what fucking sense? What world are you living in? This is the real world. Now, if you're doing this because you fancy yourself a fisticuffs, if you fancy yourself, you want to actually grapple me, I'm not hard to get a hold of. Pull the fuck up. And you can show up with all your boys, do all that stuff. But what a real man will do is pull up one-on-one. I don't have a posse. I don't need one, bud. I'll drop my kid off at fucking practice, roll over, twist your fucking neck off, and then pick him up just in time unscathed with a Diet Coke. And that's how this goes for the rest of your fucking life, bud. Whenever I want. I didn't ask for this. I don't want to do this. This isn't what I do. I don't like drama. I didn't ask for this. Again, and if you came out, I would support you, Nate. I support fighters. Name one fighter that I've kind of pushed down. Name one, ever. In the history of doing this for over 10 years, I only champion people. That's what men do. I don't have insecurities. I hope you go on to make more money than God, dude. But what you're not going to do is pretend you're a tough guy. I know tough guys. You're not one of them, Nate. You have your fan base tricked and think you're this badass. You're not. You're no different than anybody else. You're a terrible fucking athlete. All good, dude. You're a tough guy from Sacramento. Where I come from, you're not a tough guy. Tough's not making fun of somebody because they get emotional about their friend having major fucking side effects for dedicating their lives to MMA. Tough isn't getting on there and tweeting to people to get his fan base to bully him, cyberbullying, because no one would ever say anything in person. And again, if this pisses you off or you and I cross paths wherever it's at, you solo, one-on-one, you're not going to do shit. That's the reality. The whole Stockton slap, I will fuck you up. Now you get your boys to do the shit, to all that. That ain't real manly shit, dude. But you and your fan base in Stockton, yeah, look at them. 10 of them against Schaub. Bullshit, dude. You ain't gonna do shit. Again, if you want to grapple, I'll put shit on hold. I'll start grappling again. Set a date. I guarantee you won't do it, dude. You're dumb. You're not that fucking dumb. Your handlers around you will tell you what would happen. That's if you have real ones in your corner. I don't know if you do. You didn't get paid from the fucking Masvidal fight. So clearly there's a business issue there. But if you actually want to do this, Nate, I'm not hard to find. Grappling you, I would sleep like a fucking baby, bud. Like a baby. I'm not hard to find. I'm not going to keep going back and forth with you so you get these ratings, whatever the fuck you want to do. It's not what I do. And there's the elephant in the room. The only reason you're coming at me with this, the elephant in the room, CT is a part of the game. I get it, bud. I'm not saying I have an answer for it. I'm not saying everybody should be compensated. I'm not saying Shane doesn't have CT from playing football when he was a kid or wrestling. He didn't have a long UFC career. I'm not saying Dana needs to back up the Brinks truck and make his life perfect. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying he would be human and figure it out and lend a hand out to him because he's one of the worst cases I've ever seen. And we can pretend that you don't have 15 motherfuckers you came up with like I did that are also suffering from CT in some facet, not the level of Shane or the level of Verdum or some of these other greats or BJ Penn. We can pretend. And I'm not going to get on the horn on here and say Dana this and UFC this. I love Dana. I love the UFC, bud. The elephant in the room is guys do have some issues. Not everybody. I'm not saying everybody. I feel like I don't. I don't know if you do. I'm not get on here and make fun of you. None of that shit. I don't even know if your brother actually has it either. He has some issues. I don't know if it's from that. I don't know you guys well enough. But what I do know is you're not going to do shit. That I can guarantee you. You're not going to do shit. And if you want to, I'm not hard to find, bud. But it better be one-on-one. Don't do that pussy Stockton stuff where you jump guys. And if you do decide to jump me, it better be more than fucking 4 to 5. Didn't want to start off like this. I had a great weekend, dude. I'm a 41-year-old dad. Father of 3, bud. That's all I give a fuck about. I put into them. What do you do? Search for your next big money bag? Some bullshit fight? You gonna rematch Jake Paul and get your ass whooped again? What are you gonna do? You're barking up the wrong tree, bud. You're a fucking praying mantis barking at a tiger walking through the fucking jungle. Don't make me stop and twist your fucking neck off. Because I just want to keep going. I don't want no problems, dude. I've never asked for any problems. This whole internet drama I don't get down with. But if you fancy yourself a tough guy, I'm sure CGI, Eddie Bravo, 10th Planet shit, Fight Pass, any number of them will make us both an offer to grapple. But I promise you it won't go well for you, buddy. I promise you. It's just the way the world works, and that sucks for you. Doesn't suck for me, because I would never pick a fight with you. You're smaller than me. But you're probably walking around, what, 200? Are you still vegan? 200, 220, whatever the fuck it is? Still run those marathons? You're not an athlete, dude. Anything you can do athletically, I will fucking wreck you. And that's real. That's the world we live in. That's how it goes, dude. But have your guys around you feed you this info. No, dude, you'd fuck Schaub up. You won't. No, I met a Morris. What about Metamoris? You talking about when I went against the number 1 grappler in the world? I stepped in his world as a brown belt and he couldn't submit me in any fucking facet? Oh, he didn't engage. It's his fucking platform. It was his intention to engage me. That's what we were hoping for, so I'd choke him the fuck out, and I almost did. That's on him. I stepped into his arena. What do you think would have happened if he stepped in my arena? It would last 30 seconds. He would get fucking annihilated. The pressure's on him. Everybody wants to be upset about it. Oh, you didn't engage. No, I didn't have to. You ain't him. You ain't shit. What are you gonna do? Submit me from your guard? You haven't advanced in 15 fucking years. You can't wrestle. You can't check leg kicks. What are you gonna do, Nate? I'd love to hear it, bud. Nothing. You can do nothing. You might get on Twitter. Oh, Schaub, I would never. Okay. Look for your next fight because this ain't it, bud. This ain't even a fight. I don't even want to fight you. I don't need cameras either. If you want to just do it one-on-one and not make money on it or promote it, I don't give a fuck. Come in here, dude. We can do it on the ground right here. I'll clear this out. I'll tell my boys to get out. No cameras. We can do it like that. I don't want to, but I'm down, dude. If you need to be taught a lesson, I'll be your Huckleberry, and it won't end well for you. And again, I don't want to do it. I'm chilling, dude. I'm living my fucking life. You good? Are you good? Yeah, you are. You ain't gonna do shit. You can get back on Twitter. You can get back on your social media. Go find your next real fight, bud. Go make money, and I'll still support you, dude. I have no issues with you. But if you're looking for one, I'm not hard to find.